just in time to bring us into the afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. It's nice to see you up there. A couple of brief comments on the vote before us. You know, when coronavirus started, despite being called an extremist because I'm against this, I am not a science denier. There's no doubt that coronavirus and COVID-19 took the lives of too many people in the state of Connecticut and across our country. But in fact, coronavirus and viruses themselves have been here for a long time, and they will be here to stay. The question before us is there still an emergency? So I think we all recall when the emergency started, there was information coming into the science community as they scrambled to learn about this deadly virus and how we can mitigate that. And we didn't have opportunities then to convene as a legislative body to bring the voice of our 151 individual districts here to take action. In fact, we had to rely on our governor for that, and that's exactly why we have that measure in place. However, today, over a year later, I submit that the emergency is over. And in fact, I would submit that the governor himself believes the emergency is over. Because at the beginning, we shut down bars, because we were told, the science said that the bars were the places where people contracted this virus the most. We had to close our bars, and they were the last to be allowed to open. Today, the governor himself is encouraging people in the state of Connecticut to go to bars to get a free drink. That is happening today. The governor himself shut down places like museums, like in my district, the Mystic Aquarium, one of the biggest tourist attractions in the Northeast. And today, the governor himself is allowing free admission to those museums for those people to gather there. I think he's showing there that, in fact, the emergency is over. The question before us is, do we still believe in the three co-equal and separate branches of government? Like our forefathers knew that too much power given to one person would bear corruption. And I'm certainly not saying our governor, our executive branch is corrupt, but I hesitate to want to open that door. And in fact, I've heard from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle for this entire last session that we just finished, that car thefts and juvenile delinquency are up as a direct result of the pandemic. The governor has had executive authority for the pandemic and has taken no action on that. Making policy decisions on his own, based on his own narrative, his own agenda. For example, pistol permits across the state of Connecticut were through the roof over the last 12 months. The state police were way backed up. There was an extension of the temporary permits of 90 days to 150 days. Despite the fact that that backup still existed, the governor dropped that extension because firearms and access to firearms doesn't fit his agenda. This is not about a public emergency anymore. This is about one man taking the authority to do what he wants to do and cut out 151 people in this house. I am not going to support that. I know that our system of government is still the newest idea in the land. This idea that the government is beholden to the people is still the newest idea, but it has withstood a multiple century test of time. Make no mistake, we are not elitists, nor is our governor. This government is beholden to the people of the state of Connecticut. It does not work the other way around. They want their voices heard. They elected us to come here and let their voices be heard. We need to do that. I am not, despite the comments of other legislators, an extremist because I feel that I want to come here and be the voice for the 25,000 people that I represent in Stonington and North Stonington. And in fact, I resent the idea that I fit an extremist agenda when I myself wore a mask when it was mandated in this chamber time after time. I myself publicly shared my personal medical information of how I got coronavirus and how I combated it and that I got my vaccine and encouraged everybody else to do it. So to say that I'm an extremist because I simply want to come here and have the voice of the people of my district heard, I resent that comment. I will vote no today, and I encourage all of my colleagues to do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Will you remark further? Representative Fiorello of the 149th.
Thank you, Mr.